This is WFYI News Now. It's February 24th, and I'm Abriana Herron. On today's show, Indiana Republican lawmakers move closer to rewriting how charter schools are funded. The Indianapolis Housing Agency's latest attempt to turn things around. A judge blocks the state from publicly releasing abortion records. And Indianapolis Animal Care Services continues to struggle with ongoing changes and current leadership.
This is my city. This is my shelter. I love the animals there, and the animals deserve much better, and frankly, I deserve much better.
Those stories coming up, but first. The NFL Scouting Combine returns to Indianapolis this week for the 38th consecutive year. The event is designed for hopeful college football players to showcase their skills for NFL teams. Attendees can also participate in fan-specific drills, meet NFL players with free autograph sessions, and view the Vince Lombardi Trophy and a full collection of 58 Super Bowl rings. The event is free to the public and runs February 27th to March 2nd at Lucas Oil Stadium. Visit Indy expects 40,000 people to attend and estimates the event will bring $9.3 million to the city. For more information, you can go to visitindy.com. And Indiana Republican lawmakers last week moved closer to rewriting how charter schools are funded. From WFYI's education desk, Rachel Fredette reports the Senate-approved legislation would make some traditional public school districts share local property tax revenue with charter schools.
The Republican proposed Senate bill requires certain school districts to phase in property tax sharing with charter schools beginning in 2028. Each school district will have a set number of years to begin the process, but it depends on how many students living in the district boundary choose to attend a charter school. Republican Senator Linda Rogers says her bill now gives districts more time to prepare their budgets.
This provides school corporations plenty of time to make any needed budget adjustments.
But Senate Democrats believe financial impacts of the bill are bleak. Senator Rodney Pohl says all of the changes for districts in a single year are rushed.
We don't need to necessarily pass a bill that says, okay, well, we're going to do this in 4 years. We'll just figure this out then.
The bill would shift an estimated $19 million to charter schools. I'm Rachel Fredette.
Senate Bill 518 now heads to the House chamber to be debated. The Indianapolis Housing Agency has been mired in mismanagement-related controversy for years, resulting in a federal takeover in 2024. WFYI's Jeremy Rubin reports on the agency's latest attempt to turn things around.
IHA hosts Walk-In Wednesday every other week. The 2-hour event allows Section 8 tenants and landlords to speak directly to their case managers. More than 50 people attended the most recent Walk-In Wednesday. One of them was Sherry Collier, who lives in a downtown apartment. She says the meeting was unproductive for herself and others she knew at the event.
We're still in a rut. They don't have telephone services. You can't call them or anything. We're lost. We're just out here. And then they got us out here in this cold weather for Walk-In Wednesday, and they still not helping you.
A schedule for future Walk-In Wednesdays is available on the IHA's website. I'm Jeremy Rubin.
A Marion County judge blocked the Indiana Department of Health from publicly releasing abortion records, also known as terminated pregnancy reports. As WFYI's Farrah Anderson reports, the judge said releasing the records could violate patient privacy.
Indiana law mandates that physicians submit a terminated pregnancy report to the state for every abortion they perform. The report includes information about a patient's demographics, medical history, and medical care. An anti-abortion group wants a redacted version of these records to be available under public records law, but 2 Indiana OBGYNs filed for a temporary restraining order to block the release. Tanya Pellegrini is with the Pro-Abortion Rights The Lawyering Project, who is representing the doctors. She says deciding to have an abortion is hard enough.
They shouldn't also have to fear that their information is going to become public and that people might be able to find them in their community.
The temporary restraining order will last for 10 days but could be extended. I'm Farrah Anderson.
And for our final story today, Indianapolis Animal Care Services continues to struggle with ongoing changes and current leadership. WFYI's Jill Sheridan has more.
Kelly Diamond has been leading the agency for over a year and was set to take on the role of director until Indianapolis City County councilors delayed her appointment in response to community concerns. Dozens of people attended a community affairs committee meeting this week and spoke out about Diamond. Many of those people were longtime volunteers like Monica Griffin.
This is my city. This is my shelter. I love the animals there. And the animals deserve much better, and frankly, I deserve much better.
Last year, the shelter switched to emergency intake, reducing the number of animals in kennels, but many said that has increased the number of animals on the streets and response times. Some IACS staff spoke in support of Diamond. The full council will vote on her appointment next month. I'm Jill Sheridan.
And that's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Drew Daudelin and Zach Bundy, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music, and I'm your host, Abriana Herron. If you like today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.